Hello and welcome to another video. Today is another gardening update, but you're probably curious, where are you? This isn't your gardens. Well, today we're doing something different. We are planting microgreens. Yeah, microgreens. Alright, so you have this big thing, this big dish, and then in the dish you have like a bunch of soil, flat, and then you just put a bunch of seeds sprinkled in the soil and they all grow up to be these little plants that you can pick. So I'm going to plant some today. So I have this is the seed packet. This is like a block of dirt that you just sort of rehydrate by breaking up and putting in water. And then this is a spray bottle. So how you water it is you just like spritz it like rainy mist. So let's start by opening up this disc. All right, so we have our disc of soil. It says, how to rehydrate. Remove the plastic wrapper. Place disc in the container. Okay, add 2 cups of warm water. All right, now it says, next, allow disc to absorb water approximately 15 minutes and expand into the growing medium. Okay, so now we're going to wait 15 minutes and it's going to soften up.
15 minutes later.
So it's a little puffy. It's made itself a crown. It's made itself noble. All right, so now it's time to stir this thing. So very elegantly, we're just going to... What? Damn it. Wait, this is actually still hard. I'm gonna need a second fork. Alright, let's try and do this. Break it apart. Oh god. You know what? I'm gonna have to change my setup just temporarily so that I can really pound on this. Yes, it was sad to see it go, but we need all the support. I don't want to have to break that thing, so we're just gonna... Dang it, why is this... This is way too hard. Ah. Oh god. I don't know if this is how I was supposed to do it. Maybe I was supposed to just, like, have it all in the bowl instead of... Oh god, wait, I'm gonna try this again. We have here our nice, questionable water, but now this should work because you can't really see, but the water actually is going up to and above and is completely covering the soil block now. So I think now it definitely will get wet and soft enough for me to spread around, and it'll be nice soil instead of like still hard inside. So see you in 15 more minutes. Okay, we're back finally. So it seems from my first approximation that this... Did you hear that? It's definitely soft now, so I'm going to quickly transfer this to the bed, and yeah. Alright, now we have our actual soft. You can see how much less water there is now because it's all actually gotten absorbed by the thing, which is good. It's a good sign. Alright, this is still really tough, but at least it is kind of soft. Whoops. So I'll just be scraping. As you can see, it's pretty good now, but I'm still not really convinced that this is good soil. It's still pretty rough, but you know, it is soil. It is decent. We're actually going to take some of this soil and take and keep it separated for a little bit later when it's going to be put back. I'm just gonna continue. So now we actually get to plant the seeds. So we have these seeds that came with this, and since there's going to be like a field of greens, we're just going to evenly spread. So now we get to use this stuff again, and we're gonna take this and we're actually gonna spread it on top so that now all the seeds are covered up. I think these are ready. So this is actually the first time I've ever done this, so I'm excited to see how these turn out. I'm putting these right next to the air garden. The air gardens are right over there, so hopefully these will get a good amount of sunlight, and if they don't get a lot of sunlight, they can always take some of the air garden's light source that radiates off the edges. So we're going to give this a little bit more water just to sweeten the deal, and I think we are set. So in next week's update, I think these will probably start sprouting by then. If not then definitely in 2 weeks. So we are now over here. Even though we're doing the microgreens, I am still going to give an update on the main garden. So not much has changed except something interesting. It's been 2 weeks actually, so there's been more growing than usual, and as you can see, we have our first tomato flowers. And if you don't know, the way fruits form is on fruit plants. First, they're made out of flowers. So the first are flowers, then they grow, and then they become bulbs, and then they'll turn into little tomatoes. So I'm very excited because it's moving on to the first real step of flowering and turning into the fruit. So soon I'll have fresh tomatoes, which is going to be exciting. And I've been here at the dill. I'm kind of getting worried because since I've been cutting these, this side is kind of dying off. I'm gonna sort of leave it alone and see if new pieces like in the middle there but start to sprout. Sort of on the side. It may just be dying, and that's kind of sad. And then over here, there's the basil, and the basil is doing pretty good. Yeah, so that's this garden. And then over here, you may have noticed there is a cap, and there wasn't a cap before. Unfortunately, we had our drapes closed, and the basil plant died. So since it was barely alive, so it just died from lack of sunlight. So we have this plant called a savory plant, which is just some kind of herb. It's not really specific. You have to kind of taste it to know. It's not one of those. It's sort of like exclusive to air garden. So we have a savory herb, and I'm pretty sure. I think it more likely than not won't sprout because the dill is blocking it. But I can't tell. I'm not sure whether it was just a bad seed, whether the basil was a bad seed or whether it actually was just blocked by sunlight. In fact, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that, the light's fine. It was probably just a bad seed. So yeah, and then we have that little heirloom planter in the back. Before we move on to the small garden, I added my aloe plant. It was over by the sink. You may have seen it last video, but this is by the sink, but we decided to move it here because there is more sunlight out the windows over there. So we have it here, and it's just sort of hanging out, and I'll see how that goes. And now, over to the small garden, over to our herb garden. It's been 2 weeks, so there's been a lot more growth than in just 1 week's time. And as you can see, the two big ones right now are the cilantro on the back and the mint out in the front here. The chives, I've been doing stuff. My good friend gave me some worm castings, which is worm poop, but you don't need to know that. So it's like a nitro booster. And I'm hoping that by giving the chives some of that special soily stuff, that they may get a little bit better. But you can kind of see there is some algae on it. So I'll see how that goes. But they are looking kind of good. And then I have our thyme, sage and chamomile. I keep saying the same, but these are really starting to grow. And the other day, my grandma, when she was making us dinner, she actually used some of these, which is exciting because we're actually starting to use them. And then lavender, and then our little rosemary, and our little oregano. I'm kind of nervous. I'm not sure how really to prune the mint and cilantro. The cilantro is hard to prune because it's like kind of stalks. You can't really just cut off part of it like you can for mint, because if you cut off, it just grows in stalks, and if you cut off one stalk, then that's the end. So it's kind of difficult, but I'll see what I can do with that. And I'm going to end these. This isn't too bad, and it's closer to the light anyway. So I'm hoping these will do fine. And everything is looking good so far. So those are the gardens. Gardens, yay. So yeah. So thanks for watching. Yeah, this was really fun. I didn't really record last week. I didn't upload a gardening video last week because I did another video, so I didn't feel like uploading 2 videos in a week, and this is kind of getting boring if you do it more than once every 2 weeks. So yeah. So bye.